Hello and welcome into Teasing the NFL. I'm Daniel Saludo along with Andrew Chang here. We had a mixed results a bit for Week 14. I went in our overall individual selections of teaser sides. I went 9-6. You had a much better time going 11-4. However, our advice of combined teaser did not go so well.
Sorry, America. Sorry.
Houston decided not to show up to the game at all, which was highly upsetting because minus Houston at -3 should have been a gimme, right?
Oh, God, that was so embarrassing as a Texans fan. I remember talking to Danny about this. And then my uncle, who's also very involved in these sports gambling bets too, he's like, are you sure you want to do that to Houston? Because, usually when they play a really great game, they just kind of take the following week
Yeah, well,
off.
I mentioned that in the analysis. I said this is really good value, but Houston could easily just not show up because they're thinking about Tennessee the week after.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that game because that's a huge game looking at it. So we both missed on that, and Andrew was actually sick in the morning. So I kept texting him, being like, "Dude, I need my bets in," and he never answered until like 12:30, right?
Pull him on sweat. Pull him on sweat.
So he actually did us. He actually did one of us a favor by not waking up. So I ended up taking a teaser. I still took KC at 9.5, but I used
good.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got moved instead of 2.5. It got moved to 2. So I took that at +4, which I made money on because both Pittsburgh and KC won their game. So that was clean. You on the other side went with Seattle, who we also thought was really nice. And the other thing was we said in our analysis back on that last Thursday, it was a pick 'em. Well, it moved up to +1 for Seattle. So now we're like, oh, a touchdown. Yeah, this is like, yeah, man.
That's a good number right there.
That's really good.
You bet on, Russell the Love Muscle. And
Yeah, and MVP status is now gone.
Oh, well, it's Thursday night. Just want to make a quick little side note.
Of course you are.
We're in the playoffs, baby.
in the playoffs.
Hey, we're in the playoffs, right?
We coming for that ship, baby.
If you guys are going to listen to people who, want to guide you through these bets, it's probably this guy, but more so me too.
You a little bit too of it.
A little bit. But yeah, I literally told y'all last week I have Lamar Jackson, who is literally spinning my way.
Lit it up right now, man.
Dude,
Lit it up.
Awesome.
Got you 30+, and Mark Andrews got you 11+.
That's
so
right.
It's a good start. A good Thursday start.
I'm happy. I almost forgot that I was sick. So, yeah.
Oh, there's a side note to this. Also, I was trying to bet the Monday night game for the Giants under, but I didn't get it in time with them.
That's right.
So
That
I
was
actually
money.
I should have had that one easy. And for some reason, I the old poker saying, you think long, you think wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me. I overthought it too much. So I'm starting to try and be a little more instinctual with my bets this season entirely.
But crazy karma, that happened to me today too. Well, actually, I was already telling Danny, yo, Ravens over. We gotta bet it.
I didn't actually like it. I thought they would just cruise. I thought the Ravens would just cruise because Jackson was hurt.
They
Jackson
sure
was
did
hurt.
cruise. They
Yeah.
cruised all over them.
They did.
They cruised.
They hit the Ravens over. Was hit pretty easily. So
yeah, and but I didn't get that in, so it was just like.
But we don't do Thursday nights here because there's too many variables, and I don't with the lines changing so often. I don't like doing analysis on a Tuesday. So we try to make these on Thursday and just deal with the Sunday and the Monday night games. So we'll get to the first topic, the first game, which is Tampa Bay at Detroit. Tampa Bay is -3.5 and Detroit is +3.5. Your total is 46 in total. So Tampa Bay gets teased down to 2.5 and Detroit gets teased up to 9.5 with the total teasers being over 40 and under 52. I don't know what to do with this game because all through the time that I've ever watched, what was that? All through the time I ever watched Jameis Winston, I worry he's going to throw 5 picks in a game. So.
Okay, well, I think that might actually happen this game. A lot of people think that Mr. Fake little pencil with the little paper pad, Patricia, his defense is kind of weak. But I always thought their defense and special teams were just okay, they scored me some points, in fantasy football, but against
When
Jameis
we're
Winston,
talking about actual money betting.
yeah,
here, man.
I
It's a little
know,
different.
but it's just, oh God, I mean, I think I could take if I was looking at it. I wouldn't want to touch this game either. I don't know who's going to show up, but I have faith in
You got
this.
to take a piece of it. You got to take a piece of it for this.
Let me look at this. I'm never a fan of.
So while he's looking at this, I actually originally had this down as my pick would be Detroit plus 9.5. But now that I'm thinking about it, with Marvin Jones out, they can try and ISO Kenny Galladay a little more, along with having a stout run defense. Detroit is going to struggle with scoring points. So I actually think some points will get on the board, but I actually think the best value in this might be over 40. Because they're gonna throw the ball a lot. Mike Evans is out, so that might make it things a little curious. But I think they're just gonna feel like Tampa's gonna feel like they're really just gonna throw it a lot.
Detroit's at home.
Yes.
Oof.
So they're indoors.
Man, Danny made some pretty good points. I'm at a complete loss. I would agree with the Detroit.
9.5. Yeah, originally looking at, you're over 9 points, so you're over the key numbers of 6 and 7. And I thought, yeah, the game's going to be close.
Yeah, it'll be close.
But I'm reminded at the same time, Tampa Bay's put up so many points in the past 3 or 4 weeks. They've took a ton of points. It would be different if Matt Stafford was playing, but then again, the lines would be different.
Right.
So that's why I think 40 is very achievable for these guys to get to. 20 to 21 gets you there, very feasible. 28 to 13 gets you there.
Wow, 52. But hey, there's not a lot of room for error when you got to go for 52 up in here. But
that's true, but at the same time, David Blau, the quarterback, has looked good Thanksgiving, but he did not look good last week. So that's my worry, is that they'll turn over the ball a lot because it was not very good. I have Kenny Galladay in my fantasy league, and I was praying for some kind of Kenny Galladay action. I got it in garbage time, so that's why I have a bias towards not going with Detroit now.
Well, in the good spirit of trying to support your holiday, I can kind of agree.
Holiday.
Oh, man. You know what? I just got to stick with Detroit.
Okay. That's not a bad choice. Detroit. Neither of us are really going to deal with this game, but here in this case, I'm going to take over 40, and then Andrew's going to take 9.5. So it's actually not bad.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, second game on the docket is Philadelphia at Washington. Philly, of course, fly Eagles fly.
Eagles
Get your
fly.
Philly special on. Get your Philly special on. Man, Philadelphia was rough to watch, dude. I actually thought that Monday night game, Eli was going to pull a win out. I was texting you. I'm like, money line's about to hit.
Was not worried at all,
Money line is
America.
about to hit at
Was
340.
not worried at all, America.
Holy hell, dude. Money line was going to hit at 340, but I was like, holy shit.
It looked that way, like, oh, dude, I was kind of shaking in my boots, the first half. But, it's not over till it's over. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. And they figured it out. They got it to OT. They put it together. But, man, no wide receivers. They're, Miles Sanders was hurt in the game, but Boston Scott came through pretty well. Wentz did not look good in that first half
he did
at
not.
all. He looked terrible. They missed a field goal. So the line in this is Philadelphia is plus 4.5, is minus 4.5. Washington at home is plus 4.5, with the total being at 39. So your teasers are Philly plus 1.5, Washington plus 10.5, and over 33 and under 45. It's a really, really curious case right now because a lot of just on the spread alone, this thing started, I think, at 6 was the opening line, and the sharps were betting Washington pretty high because Washington actually is coming out halfway decent.
A decent team, yeah.
Halfway decent. They're starting to get a few things figured out. The run game's working, and Haskins isn't as bad as he started the season. So
he's still pretty bad.
Oh no, he's still terrible,
Yeah,
and he's still terrible
bad.
here. So for me, I actually originally put this down as Washington, but I actually in the past 3 minutes thinking about this, I'm like, man, But Philly should win this game. I mean, for two reasons. One, they're the better team, and two, they need to win. It's basically for them, it's win and get in.
This is they're in the hunt game, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're in the hunt right now,
Well,
yeah.
they are in the hunt, and basically all they have to deal with is win their games, and then their big game is against Dallas next week. So the one worry you have is, are they looking ahead?
All right.
So,
I don't know, man. So what are your thoughts?
so I have my marker here is actually Washington plus 10.5 because I figured this game to be close, not over a touchdown by far. I really don't see Philly pulling away at all. Now, Washington is going to have some struggles running the ball because Philly's got a really, really nice run defense. They've held a lot of running backs, even though they give Washington gives a lot of touches to all day. But
All day, all
yeah.
day.
So if you're really confident in Philly winning, you would take Philly. And if you're really confident in Washington just not getting blown out and possibly pulling a win, then you can take Washington here on the teaser. The other thing that's kind of appealing now that I look at it again, because the total change is over 33.
I knew it.
Over 33.
I
That's
knew it.
nice,
I was just
man.
like, I wasn't gonna interrupt you, but I was just like,
20
yeah,
to 14, dude. 20 to 14.
Yeah,
That's it.
I was like, yeah, but there's something so blatant. It's like sometimes it's just the number is there, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Like you don't believe it. You're just like,
Yeah,
can
20
it
to
really
20 to
do
13
that?
gets you there. That's pretty easy. Or 20 to 14, you know.
I mean, that's exactly what I was gonna go for. I was gonna say, all right, never mind, like the team politics. I think that they'll be
Yeah.
able to keep it close, and they'll both be able to relatively score.
Yeah.
None of these defenses are,
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing is Philly's got a good run defense. That's their one upside. So, are you taking the? Are you preferring the over on this overall?
I think I'm gonna go for the over.
It's really good. I mean, you could argue because if you look at our stats last week, there were a lot of games that both teaser spreads hit because Baltimore and Buffalo kept their game close. Cincinnati and Cleveland, which you didn't believe me on, stayed close. I knew that was going to happen. So it's not uncommon for teasers for both sides of a teaser to hit. And actually, there are some sports bettors out there who bet both sides of a teaser at the same time. Really dangerous to do that because it only takes one of those to miss, and you miss your whole teaser. So that's my that. It's not uncommon for you to hit a total of an over and an under. We did that in one game together.
I love that.
Both of them hit.
I love it.
Because you get worried about. So one of the advantages of a teaser is if you feel like a total is like right where it is. So if you think a total, you see 46.5, like, oh man, that's like right on the edge. You can use a teaser there to give you a bit more like of the insurance, as we talked about last week. So he likes the over at 33, and I don't blame him for that because that's actually a really nice number. Like I said, 21-13 or 20 to 14 definitely gets you there, and it's very possible with these two. I actually like, and I'm actually probably going to stick to it, I actually like Washington at 10.5. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a grinder. Philly should win it, but this gives you insurance of a field goal, a touchdown, and a field goal and a touchdown. So it took you over across. Albeit 10, the number 10 isn't a key number. It's a pretty good number.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's pretty safe too. I would also, if I couldn't pick the over, I would pick Washington.
Yeah, I think
that's
they'll keep it.
Yeah, that point spread, you can't ignore that.
Yeah, so 10.5 for me on Washington, and Andrew has the over at 33.
And going back to just a nice little side note, so some of these, when we look at the teasers, like, yeah, we hit it in the middle. Sometimes I kind of differentiate and say, okay, well, what would I have won if I bet the regular line and not the teaser line? And
Exactly. That's how you find your value. That's how you know where you picked up your value. There's another game later on that I'll actually refer to a lot of value of where your teaser line improved your spread bet. But we'll get to that later on in the afternoon docket.
That's right.
All right, third game on the docket, NFC North. It's Chicago at Green Bay. Shaking your head already. We'll get into that in a minute. Chicago is plus 4.5, while Green Bay is down to minus 4.5. This is also a game that started at 6. Chicago was plus 6 originally when the line opened, but when Chicago got their win and Green Bay didn't look as good, after Sunday, this line slowly started to drop, and I watched it from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday, just going down all the way to four.
Ooh, that's
4.5.
fishy. Ooh.
Yeah, so the over-under is 40.5. So your teaser gets you plus 10.5 Chicago, plus 1.5 Green Bay, over 34.5, and under 46.5. So he actually thinks right now, because we just talked about it right before, he thinks I'm on Green Bay right now. And he's wrong. Actually.
Wow! Oh my God! Wow! Someone's wising up. Let's hear it, Derek.
Not wising up.
Let's hear it, Danny.
No, this is pure value. This goes back to when I was talking about Washington. 10.5 is a great number here because you expect this game to be close, which I do. Even though Green Bay's at home, they haven't really showed up. They've struggled against better competition. They struggled against mediocre competition, albeit they blew out the Giants, but the Giants don't have a secondary. So it's a worrying thing to take Green Bay at 1.5 because there's a chance they could lose with Chicago looking good, albeit I don't trust Mitch Trubisky that much. I think the value's too good at 10.5 for Chicago.
Well, Danny, as I can elaborate, you know me, I'm not a Green Bay fan. They've lost my betting prowess for a long time. Going back to last week, I think that's actually what's going to shape my bet. I didn't have really enough time because I've been sick and not really looking at these games. But just at the top of my head, I'm looking at this juicy, I want to say, 34.5 over.
That's a really interesting thing. Now I have a little bit of bias because I think about week 1 when they played each other, and Green Bay won by 6 points, 10-3. Awesome score. But the Green Bay defense has kind of not been what I thought it would be and is turned into a giant funnel. So over 34.5.
And the Bears aren't, I mean, they're bad news Bears, but it's not like terrible news Bears.
So you would need something like 27. You would need 27 to You would need 20. You would need 21-14.
I feel like the points will be there. This is a must-win situation for kind of both of them.
It is both of them in the end.
Yeah.
But the other thing you have is that Chicago's defense is so good, and they get Akeem Hicks back, which will funnel the run game, which is bad news for me because
Aaron Jones. Oh, my boy, Aaron Jones. But I'm not really concerned because even if they have a really good defense, you might be looking at a pick 6. You give or take that.
If the Trubisky of early in the season shows up, I think that's very possible. And of course, it's Lambeau, so.
And just in case if there is a blowout, because if he went for the Chicago at 10.5 and it's a blowout, then it's like.
I can't see a blowout happening though. I don't think this game gets over a touchdown between the two of them. I really don't think so.
You don't see your boy coming out of his suit, being the perfect passer rating, going 5 touchdowns, running one in.
Their offensive line has struggled, man.
I don't know, man.
Struggled, dude.
That's the thing with Green Bay. You just don't know. They're just as confusing as the Bears.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you didn't wait. So are you taking the over on this?
I'll take the over.
Take over 34.5. I think it's really, really good value. 21-14 gets you there at 35 total. So yeah. It's a really, really good play. I mean, that is very similar to the Philadelphia-Washington game. It could very well be low scoring, but you're not asking for 30 points each.
No, that's for the world. No.
Yeah, but I think the value, again, is too good at 10.5 for Chicago right now. And there's also a chance this line falls some more because the Sharps bet this so much on Chicago, albeit public people, your average Joe public likes to bet the Green Bay Packers. And they don't necessarily understand recency bias. So they're gonna just like, oh man, it's Aaron Rodgers, it's at home, and they're gonna bet him hard. So there's a chance the Sharps bet this down a little bit more, but I think the public will see -4 and just destroy it after that and bring it back to 4.5. So this line could adjust a little bit, but probably not by much. So 34.5 total is actually really pretty nice, but I think the really nice value in Chicago and the form that they've got really makes 10.5 really easy. And actually, if you think Chicago's going to win this game, the money line stands at plus 180 right now. And I
Oh,
would
hey,
actually bet that. I would actually bet that. I don't trust them to win it, but if you feel like you're like, man, yeah, I think they're going to dominate on defense. Trubisky's going to be able to do enough. David Montgomery's going to get the ball and run.
That's a good bet for everybody.
180 plus 180 is nice there, actually.
That's a very good bet.
And I may consider it. If the analysis changes for me a little bit, I might consider 180. It's really good value just looking at the way Green Bay's going like this while you've got Chicago going up. So it's nice.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's that bet is good for everybody. It's good for the bookies. And it's good.
Yeah.
It's good for people
yeah.
like me and Danny because you get a lot of value. Like that's like almost like a 2-to-1.
Almost.
Yeah.
Very close.
So why not? Just on a dumb win.
So just think about that every now and then. If you look at a line and you feel like an underdog is not being valued properly, take a look at the money line. I've hit 2 of them. I hit on Detroit in week 4, and I hit 4 weeks ago. I hit Pittsburgh at LA Rams. So yeah, if you feel like the line doesn't feel right, and you know your team or you know the team analysis, take a shot at the money line. It doesn't have to be a full unit of 100. You could go for $50. In this case, $50 to win 90. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, here we go to the AFC South and the Houston Texans at Tennessee. The graphic may still be here, it may not, but he's covering. Cover your face again.
There you go, paper bag.
Yeah, paper bag over it.
Paper and plastic. How about both?
We were so confident in last week's Houston -3. If I was in Vegas, I would have been all over it, but we got so lucky that you got sick.
I'm sorry for leading you into the minefield, America. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people would have bet that if they really looked at your teaser. If you look at the teaser angle properly, -3 against albeit they were coming off a win, but it's Denver, man, and they're not that great. So
they're not. They're terrible.
I mean, they're in rebuild mode, so they're trying to make it work. But I just the one worry I had was, are they gonna take this game lightly because they just came off a huge win over New England? They're like, oh yeah, we're like the top dog now. And then the other issue was that they have to see Tennessee this week in division.
Oh, which is what we're gonna talk about right
now. It's basically what we call a sandwich game, in that you had a hot win the week before, and 2 weeks after you've got this huge game. So your game in the middle, you tend to fall on. So that was basically Houston's sandwich game. But that's football, and that's why you go and play football. It's a game sport, and things don't always go your way, and Houston's done that to us, I think, like 3 times. I think 3 times now. But anyways, let's see if we can make amends for this week. Houston is +3 away at Tennessee, who is -3. Your over/under is 50. Teaser lines now look like +9 for Houston, +3 for Tennessee, over 44, and under 56. All right, I got confidence again to say I am taking Houston right now. +9, that is over a touchdown. You damn right you give me Houston +9.
Oof.
Period.
Danny's a very forgiving person.
I don't care about forgiveness. +9, that's over a touchdown.
Yeah, I just know being in the same division, being that Ryan Tannehill is just
Tannehill's look good,
dude.
Really good.
He's been cutting people. He's been slicing and dicing out there.
Well,
man.
he's got a really good run support. Derrick Henry's been a beast.
Yep.
So,
and I just don't think our defense is. This is what I'm very iffy about our defense. So
would it be different if we had Watt? If we had JJ? Be a little different.
Sadly, no.
Oh, I disagree, man. Totally disagree.
You see this, Danny? It's the window. And it's closing.
That's your window.
It's the Texans' window. It's not my window. My windows are open. It's the Texans' window.
They're still in the lead. All they have to do is not falter. They can trade games off with Tennessee.
I mean, as a team though, you see it. You see it. Anyways, but I think I can.
I clearly stated I want Houston in this. I know you're scared.
I have to go with you. I don't like any of the other options.
Tennessee +3 is fine because if you expect Tennessee to win, You can take them across 0 to a field goal in case they lose by
I,
a field
I
goal.
expect it to be close. If not,
I
I
do
expect
too.
the
I
Texans.
do too. That's why 9 is so good.
It's
9's so good. This goes back to the Washington in a close game with Philly and Green Bay and Chicago in a close game. You take the easy points, the easy added points.
well, not only that, we have a saying in Houston
Oh no.
that you can always bet on the Texans losing. So,
Oh,
God, there it goes. Yeah, who
long
said
as it's not
he
by
was
nine-
the
as long as
Houston
it's
fan
not
of
by
the
9
year?
points.
Who
As long as
said
it's
it was
not
the
9
Houston
points.
fan of the year?
No, there was a lot of I was watching a lot of analysis of like Bet On It and a couple and Wager Talk, and so many people were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Houston is a 3-point dog in this." Like seriously, And I
After
was
the
like, well,
performance they had,
but I
yeah,
mean,
they should be a 3-point dog.
yeah, but that's an overreaction. There were so many people saying this is an overreaction by Vegas. That,
which is fine.
which
That's-
is fine by
that's
me
good for
because
us.
I'm happy to take the point.
Yeah, it's good for us.
Any sharp person, any person who knows their betting is gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna take the number 3 team in the AFC with 9 points. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. You're gonna take that +9, no problem.
Well, it matters about who the opponent is, but seeing that the Texans need to win this too.
Yeah,
They do. Like, they're division rivals. I don't think that we'll respond. We'll answer because that loss was
important.
It was embarrassing. First of all, so as a fan, I can see us losing, but I can't see us losing by that much.
No, we're not losing by more than a touchdown.
So
Not a chance.
I'm in Mr. Saluto's
Yeah.
boat right there.
Any
Count me in.
would you take any of the over-unders? 40,
If,
44 over, under 56.5?
Oh God, no, I wouldn't touch any of those.
I know.
I don't like them at all. I feel like it could go both ways. Very volatile. So.
No, 50 is the right number, is about right where it feels like the score line is going to be, 50. I mean, I would probably take the over if I combined it, but
You just
you
don't
never
know.
know. Yeah, exactly. You never know.
But who does know? But I mean,
Yeah,
like
know.
I just don't
I know,
have,
but you just have
I don't
feeling.
have a good feeling
Yeah, you
about
just
it.
don't have feelings, and the numbers don't always feel right. So yeah, Houston +9 for both of us is kind of not easy money, but this is like you said it last week. Like sometimes a bet is so easy, it's hard.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes it's so easy we overthink it, and
Yeah.
you know what? They end
That
up
is- yeah.
kicking us in
And
the butt.
and both of us already made that mistake early with the Baltimore game on Thursday, and then my Monday night game. So this is kind of something we're gonna fall into immediately.
Yep. But Texans +9.
Texans +9,
That's the bet.
absolutely.
God, I hope it's the bet. I hope it's the bet.
Stop it. All right. Next game we're going on to is Seattle at Carolina. Somehow, after Seattle's embarrassment of losing on Sunday night, Seattle was -6 in this game, while Carolina, the lowly Carolina Panthers, who don't have a head coach anymore, can't figure out their offense, is +6 only. Over-under is 48. So tease this. Tease this, you get Seattle to just win the damn game. Carolina gets up to +12. Over teaser is 42. Under teaser is 54. Go. Because I'm going to have a really quick answer for this, so you talk your head off on this.
Man, I don't know where to start. God, really? See, in this case, why would it not be Seattle?
Exactly.
Why would it not be Seattle?
I couldn't figure this out, and I don't know why the books did this, because the books have to know that
This is the
to
first
do
time
the-
I've seen him today. All right, like we didn't like discuss anything.
No, we
None of
didn't.
this is
He's been
pre-planned at
sick,
all.
so he hasn't really been able to analyze much of this.
Yeah, so I just looked
Yeah,
at it.
no,
I was
don't
like,
get the fact that the books know people love teasers. I mean, at least not everybody knows about a teaser, but sharp people and people like us who use teasers know this is a no-brainer that you gotta take Seattle to win. Period. And you're not asking them to win by 6. You just win the damn game and pull one out of your ass by 1 if you need to. And Carolina's not good. They're just not.
I mean, they got Christian McCaffrey. Let's back that
But
up.
they
right
don't
there.
use him properly. He hasn't hit
This
the
is
end
true.
zone in 3 games.
It's true.
He's
true.
gotten 100 total yards for each of those last 3 games, but they haven't put him in the end zone. He got stonewalled 3 times. Yeah, I know. It's the only reason why I know these stats is because he got stonewalled 3 times in that, or 2 times in that game.
It's okay. You're gonna make it to the first.
No, I need
You're
it.
gonna make it to the first round of playoffs, Danny.
The first round, we only have a semifinal. There's only 4 of us in the playoffs.
Look,
so after this is championship.
So next week when we're doing our things, we're literally going to be. We're either gonna be rooting for each other or
against each other.
Against each other. That's gonna be
hot.
awesome.
It's gonna be fun. We should live stream it, dude.
I feel like we should, and then we'll watch all the Sunday games with you, and then we'll crown the champion, which is not him. It should be me right there. Get the camera ready. Yeah, there we go. Post edit that.
Fucking Burger King.
Post edit that.
I'll give you the Burger King crown.
I'll
get the real crown.
I like that. But yeah, like Danny said, like when he asked me that question, I was just like, again, trying to overthink it. This should just be Seattle.
Yeah, I can't believe. Now the line may change, obviously, but it's held at minus.
I think it will change. Yeah.
It's held at -6 since Tuesday, and I'm like, what is wrong with Vegas? Do they think they're that bad? I mean, they're not like the best in the NFC, but they're certainly not a 6-point only favorite.
No,
to Carolina, absolutely not. And for a teaser like this, you have to take a teaser down to 0 on a really good team. Russell Wilson, who was up there as the MVP candidate, Chris Carson, all of that. Man, that's so ridiculous. I mean, I would expect this line to be like 8.5, just for the books to be like, okay, they can take. I think
it'll drop to -7. To be honest,
I don't think so. I'll take him. Honestly, I'd take him. I would take him at like. I would take him at -10 and tease him down to -4. Because they're gonna win.
Whoa.
They're gonna win, and they're gonna win in some emphatic fashion because they need to.
It's a bold statement. I like it because I have the Seattle defense. I'm gonna say 2 pick sixes that day.
2 pick sixes, sure.
Yep, yeah. I like it. Or a fumble recovery. I think all that can actually happen. Yeah. To be honest.
So it's man, I jumped I'm gonna jump all over this so hard, regardless of what it is. The over 42 and under 54. Maybe the under. That's about it. But the value's so good on a teaser. The value's so good at 0 at Seattle. I'm not even looking at the rest of the game, to be honest.
Yeah, I can pretty much agree with Danny. Like you just can't overthink that. It's like really just to win the game, like to pick them for Seattle against Carolina. Yeah,
overreaction. That was my answer. Overreaction.
They're still trying to find themselves right now. Like you said, they have just no leadership at all. Like the QB's just running amok. You got a new coach in there that's
interim coach, the offense coordinator. So yeah, take Seattle. That's almost a gimme. Can't foresee anything going wrong in that game for Seattle outside of Russell Wilson getting hit by like a golf cart or something.
Almost, yeah. That's a no sweat bet right there, America. Unless
that's what he wants to call that, is like a no sweat bet.
No sweat bet, America.
Yeah, so that's Andrew's no sweat bet.
Until you're watching in the third quarter, and you're just like, oh my goodness, it's time to start sweating.
Which I always do. I always text him, like, dude, New England's. That's what happened in the New England game. They got out to an early lead. I'm like, oh, we're fucked, dude. New England's like.
I was like, calm down, bro, calm down.
And then
it's not over yet.
No, and then Mahomes hurt his hand. I was like, oh, this is done. I'm just.
I was like, what you talking about, man? It's not over yet.
And they pulled it off. So.
That's right. We had a lot of good calls last week.
Yeah,
we really did.
We also had one really bad one.
Oh, sorry for leading you down that minefield, America. So sorry.
So yeah, take your Seattle. Take them down to a pick 'em or -1 if the line changes. It's just too much. Too much not to take.
Ooh, the next one's going to be tricky, though. Yeah. The next one's tricky. I don't like it at all.
All right, next game in the afternoon is Denver at Kansas City. Denver is +9.5, and Kansas City is -9.5. Your total is 45.5. Teasers get you up Denver at 15.5 and teasing down KC at -3.5. Over 3. The over teases to 39.5 and the under teases at 51.5. I racked my brain so hard on this game trying to figure out what the heck I was going to pick on this, because KC, everybody still thinks of KC as the machine gun Mahomes, 50 points on the board, no worries about anything, but he hasn't. the hand injury, the ankle injury, it's all just like, man, it's not the same Mahomes.
Yeah, I feel like there's like no real like spirit behind. There wasn't, like when he first came onto the scene, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is must-see TV. I can't take my eyes off this guy." And this year hasn't really been the same energy. I'm not saying that he's not a great QB, but when you look at these like explosive plays, it's just very. You kind of see he's not deteriorating, but he's not really hitting his stride.
Well,
either.
one of the things is after the hand injury in New England, you notice he didn't really throw a bomb out there. He hasn't really like chunked a 50, 60-yarder. Tyreek Hill,
my boy,
your old boy Sammy Watkins, all of that.
Dropped him.
So
dropped him.
You should have dropped him like 5 weeks ago. Honestly, dude, he just took up space.
I had faith, but
you don't have faith.
Not anymore.
You don't get it.
Not anymore.
So that's my worry with this game is that this game gets really close. So there's two sides that I have to this. This game stays really close, like a touchdown difference between them, or somehow Kansas City wakes up at home in Arrowhead and just mauls Denver.
You know what? I always thought Denver's defense away from home was just terrible until they played us.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
no, they were at home. We were away, weren't they?
No,
were we at home?
we
Oh my
lost
God.
at home.
Wow,
ladies and gentlemen.
That makes it worse.
Ladies
Holy
and
cow.
gentlemen, we lost at home. The Texans lost
Texans
at home.
lost at home.
Reliving the nightmare. But yeah, I would always think that on the road, this Denver defense has struggled to make big plays, but I don't know what to take away from that Texas game that we saw, but I think they're kind of playing with some sort of attitude.
Denver. Well, because they got a little inspiration with Drew Lock now. 2 games in a row, he's looked really good, especially the last game. So they got some renewed. They got some renewed energy for sure.
I think you are gonna lean towards this, but I think I would be a little crazy. I say this is crazy because when you have KC, which is known to be just an offensive powerhouse, and then you're just gonna swing the other way, and I'm gonna go Denver plus 15.5. That's that's a little
scary.
That's a little scary.
If you're thinking about Patrick Mahomes, KC, that high-powered offense, you worry that they're gonna put up a 40 on you.
Yeah.
But they haven't really done that recently. So my note on this was that I thought the best value was the over at 39.5 because I was like, yeah, they can get to 20 to 21. That's not a big deal. Well, it'll be a close game, no doubt. I don't see either team really getting away. So you actually bring up a really good point in that if I think the game is close, then I have to go with the big number of 15.5, 2 touchdowns.
Well, not only that, but I feel like as people who do this a lot, we look at really weird factors. I want to talk to you about the coach, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
I just feel like sometimes in these situations, you don't know whether he's going to try and preserve Mahomes' hand strength or, try to, just kind of be a little more conservative. The problem with that
is that Denver's got a really good, nice run defense. Their one bad game was against Leonard Fournette where they gave up over 200 yards. Yeah. And since then, they've kind of stonewalled every other running back that they've ran into. So I get the idea of wanting to keep Mahomes safe, but they're not going to be able to run on the Denver defense. So they're going to have to air it out. That's the reason why I went with the over is because if they can't run the ball, they're just going to throw the ball a ton. And if Mahomes has to throw the ball, and that means more offense and scoring, that means Denver's going to have to throw the ball more, thus more offense, more scoring. So that's why I went with the over. 20 to 21 gets you 41 points. That's the over.
I can see that, but as much as I can see the over, if the shootout does happen, if they're just lobbing it for bombs and bombs, if it's going to be to Tyreek Hill, if it's going to be to, what's that receiver on Denver?
Cortland Sutton.
Dude,
he's looking really good.
I'm telling you.
Really good.
There's a nice little hookup right there between those two boys.
And they got good chemistry. So.
Yeah, so, I wouldn't be surprised about the over, which... Now I'm kind of thinking about it, but as much as I do like that, I think I still like Denver Plus 15.
I don't blame you for that. An over 2 touchdown advantage. That's nice.
I can
That's
see
really
Denver
nice.
just maybe losing by 10.
Yeah.
A touchdown and a
They can
field
lose
goal.
by
and just-
14 and be fine.
Yeah,
They can lose
so-
by 2 touchdowns and be fine. If they can get around the back, if they can backdoor, if they fall behind really big, they can backdoor it during garbage time. Then yeah, that works. But I feel like, and I normally don't bet totals, as you know. I feel like basically 40 points is going to be pretty straightforward for these teams to get to. So I have the over right now. That may change later on because I may get less scared of Denver, but for me the value is over 39.5. But Denver, man, 15.5. That's nice.
15 and a half. I just don't know.
Yeah, sometimes you just, like I said before, just take the point. Take the points you can get, and that's the created value that you've gained. All right, the last game in the noon docket is Miami at the New York Giants. Miami's 3.5-point dog. Yeah, keep going. Breathe in. Yeah, there you go. And the New York Giants are the favorite actually in this game at minus 3.5. Your totals are 46.5. Your teaser gets you Miami plus 9.5 and the Giants at minus 2.5. Your over teases to 40.5 and your under teases up to 52.5. This is such a weird game because both teams are terrible. Eli Manning is probably going to start his second game, and I mean, I thought he might have pulled out something nice on Monday night. Now he easily covered the spread because I had a feeling that game was going to be close. But it's weird to think of Eli Manning here as a favorite. It really is.
Well, I mean, you made a couple good points earlier. This Eli Manning team is a favorite against a very terrible, injury-ridden Miami team.
Yeah, Miami could have no Devontae Parker. He had a concussion in his game, so I actually have to bench him in my fantasy league, which sucks.
Tough.
New York, the Giants don't have Daniel Jones, obviously. So, and Miami doesn't have a running game. They're on the third running back, Patrick Laird. So, I chose the under in this game because I was sitting there thinking, like, where is the offense going to come from? It doesn't feel like it's going to be anywhere. Saquon Barkley has not looked like himself after the high ankle sprain. There are many of us wondering if he came back too early.
Agreed.
So, I mean, he hasn't looked the same, and that's where a majority of their offense is. Now, the only upside is with Eli Manning, they have a chance to get Evan Ingram back, and him and Evan Ingram a few years ago had some really good chemistry.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Eli Manning and my boy Slayton that I picked up on my fantasy football team. All right.
Slayton had a nice game, 115 yards, I think, and a touchdown. It was a really nice game.
First half hero, second half ghost.
Well, that's because Manning got away from the quick. Manning didn't get aggressive, and that's to his own detriment. They could have easily won the game. Yeah, should have poured it on. Absolutely.
Yep, that's why New York, they always against the Eagles. Against the Eagles. All right. But yeah, I'm probably just as lost as you are. I don't see the Giants actually losing this game, which is weird.
That's weird. Eli Manning could actually get his record back to 500.
It's weird. Weirder things have happened though. I feel
that's very true.
That and I feel like Eli might be like essentially playing for a job. You know, it's not for.
Well, he had stated on Monday night that he doesn't want to back up. He doesn't want to be a coach. He either wants to be the guaranteed starter or he'll just retire. So he is technically playing for a job if he can find a team that wants him. Obviously, the Giants aren't going to want him because they have Daniel Jones. So he's playing for a new contract on some other team where he can be like the big veteran.
Maybe the Broncos will pick him up just like they
No,
pick
they
up
have Drew Lock.
They
They have Drew Lock. They don't have him.
Oh well, he wasn't in the picture when they drafted Flacco.
No, because free agency opens before the draft, so they took
That was
Flacco.
That was the worst.
Yeah.
One of the worst signings ever.
And then Drew Lock fell to him in the second round, so they took him, and they might have something really special with him now, which is really good.
Yeah, they need to develop that guy. But
I mean,
God,
Manning could easily end up at a place like
Carolina
or Jacksonville, or I'm looking at who else there is here. No.
Didn't they say that Winston was going to be done too?
Could be at Tampa Bay, but maybe.
Oh,
That's
could you
about
see
it.
that? In
That's about it.
A
Yeah,
Manning
that's
in
really
a
about
Tampa
it.
Bay
Maybe
uniform?
Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has some young talent. But that's about it.
Oh, Cincinnati. No.
I actually thought about this, and I thought the number of 9.5 was pretty good for Miami, but just because Fitzpatrick will kind of throw you into the game at least, or he'll just completely pick himself.
Fitzmagic or Fitztragic,
Yeah.
man.
Either that or he'll
Either
throw
or.
5 picks himself. So I thought 9.5 looks pretty good. I just cannot feel like Eli Manning is a 3.5 point favorite. I just can't. I mean, if you look at this, also, if you're thinking about the under, think about what happened last week. The Jets and Miami played each other, and there were 10 field goals between both teams, 22 to 21.
Oh, yeah, that was.
So I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm analyzing. I'm like, yeah, this game's gonna go under because it's just a lot of field goals, right? Yeah, a lot of low scoring, a few turnovers, but they won't take advantage of a turnover. So yeah, 52.
But if you can imagine, if
25.
But just imagine if maybe it was like 7 field
27
goals from Miami, right? 7 field goals from Miami. Just imagine if maybe 3 of those were touchdowns.
Yeah,
Right.
But they couldn't convert. So 52.5 gets me 27 to 24. Yeah, 27 to 24, and I'm safe
Oh, you're going for the under?
for the under. Yeah, 52.5.
Oh,
Neither is a rocket hot offense, and Miami's got so many injuries. That's why I can't do it.
well, if you know that Miami has injuries, you might as well sign yourself up for the Eli Manning party right
All right,
there.
go ahead, take them. You take them at 2.5.
I'll take the Giants.
One of the reasons why I'm not taking the Giants at 2.5 is unless I feel really, really, really confident that they're going to win. The 2.5 is not a key number. That doesn't get you a field goal. It doesn't get you a touchdown or anything. It just leaves you at they gotta win. So it's no different than teasing the Seattle Seahawks to 0. You just need them to win. The difference is I don't trust the Giants to win, even at home. So I can't do it. I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, 52.5 is hard to take. Now, I did tease across 0 last week, but I got +4 with the Steelers. So I got a field goal in that. So that one made more sense. But here, 2.5 gets you nothing outside of a 20 to 21 victory with a last minute field goal or something. I don't know. 20 to 23. 20 to 23 doesn't even get you there. So it's just hard to see it. 16 to 17. There you go.
Yeah.
16 to 17, and they.
It's a missed field goal.
Or
it's
extra point.
a
Yeah,
missed extra
yeah.
point. Yeah. So
It definitely could happen, but man, that's so rare. So I gotta take the under here. This feels like it's the best move.
got someone taking the under right there. Right. I'm sticking by Eli Manning.
Yeah,
I needed to pull
Eli
through.
Manning +2.5, and then I'm a little more confident with the under at 52.5. 52 is a lot of points.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know who's gonna get those points? Slayton,
of course.
Slayton and Eli Manning. They're gonna get those points.
You're talking about that, but he could have every offensive weapon at his disposal.
I know.
Evan
I know that,
Ingram,
Danny.
Sterling Shepard.
I know that.
Golden Tate.
I know that.
Saquon Barkley. Guess who's fifth on that list? Darius Slayton.
You know what? He did really well. And Golden Tate last week, zilch.
Yeah, he didn't have anything. All right, first game of the 4 o'clock docket is Jacksonville Jaguars at the Oakland Raiders. It's Raiders. Your spread is Jacksonville +6.5, Oakland -6.5. Your total is 45.5. Teasing gets you Jacksonville at +2.5, and Oakland gets you to a -0.5 point. Your over teases to 39.5, and your under teases to 51.5. I originally thought of this game as worrying, but then I had to realize Jacksonville's just terrible. Just absolutely fucking terrible.
I thought you were going to come out with something else.
No.
Really?
No. Jacksonville's just not playing anymore. They just don't want to show up. Even Minshew couldn't make it work. So.
But you know what? You're here for value, so I'm curious. I want to hear what you got.
The value is Oakland is still solid enough that I'm going to take Oakland just to win outright. Because if Jacksonville doesn't show up like they haven't showed up the rest of the last 3 games, they're not going to show up this game. It makes no difference, and they're away. So.
Okay. Well, there is some things left to be convinced. I feel that Oakland can score,
Yes.
but I just feel that their defense is kind of.
So is Jacksonville. Jacksonville's defense been atrocious.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Atrocious.
Atrocious after Ramsey left.
Yeah.
There's
They're
no
not like they're
there's
getting
no
him
respect
back. It's
anymore.
not like they're
There's
getting
no
him
respect.
back.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
respect.
so there's no reason for you to think Jacksonville is going to keep the game close.
Which is why I'm actually going for the over on this
Oh,
one.
you like the over?
I like the
39
over,
and a half.
dude. I feel
That's
like
interesting. That's real interesting.
I feel like
Let's think about it. You got to get to 40 points. So 20 to
21-23.
See, but I don't see the game getting close. So it would have to be like 28 to 14.
Really? You don't see?
I don't see the game being close.
I don't know.
Even the problem now.
That Oakland defense is no good,
Here's one
man.
of the problems that's come now is that Josh Jacobs is most likely out with the shoulder issue. So I mean, DeAndre Washington, I think is who their next running back is, along with Jalen Richard. So Gruden's all about running the ball, anyways. So he's gonna want to control the pace of it.
Yeah, but
The defense isn't that bad. They're not like one of the worst. They're like mediocre to kind of bad.
I can kind of see a couple breakthroughs here and there.
I can't. Minshew couldn't do it last week. Not like they're going to play Foles again. Chark didn't show up at all. And, Fournette's got to have the line block for him, and he hasn't.
God.
So
Fournette's going to go off.
I mean, if I were to have a side on the teaser total, it would have to be the over.
Right, but I think you'll just Oakland straight up.
Yeah, Oakland straight up.
Oof.
Well, it's not straight up. It's teasing Oakland to basically win the game.
Right. Which
I think that's way too much value.
I think, they should, but I just feel like sometimes the Raiders will sort of just self-destruct on themselves.
No, but see, Jacksonville's already done that, so I don't have to worry about that.
Just because one
If this
team
was
self-destruct doesn't mean another team won't self-destruct.
If this was week 7, it would be different. But Jacksonville has shown every reason not to be a team anymore, that they're just really waiting for the offseason to happen. That's why I really feel like Jacksonville is just going to get wiped out of this game.
So the Jacksonville Kitties are just going to roll over.
They're going to roll over. They can try hard, but they can't. So gotta take the advantage. And Oakland at home.
Oakland at home.
Oakland at home.
Oakland at home.
This might be their last home game, actually, come to think of it. The last home game.
Before they go to Vegas?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So they're playing for something.
And it's going to be, it could be a win because, I just want the over. That's it.
Yeah, all right. So tease Oakland down to win, basically, and then take the over 39.5. Very, very, very plausible.
More inclined to take
Yeah.
your Oakland just to win it. But I just, something just doesn't sit right with me in this game. So,
It's fine. Just fine with me.
Yep.
Just fine with me.
So Danny's very confident, so I would definitely take his Oakland to win, just to win.
Yeah. All right, second game in the 4 o'clock docket is Cleveland Browns at Arizona Cardinals. Cleveland is a 2.5-point favorite, which gives the Arizona Cardinals a dog at plus 2.5. Your over/under is 48. Teasers move to Cleveland plus 3.5 and Arizona plus 8.5. Your over teases to 42 and your under teases to 54. This is one of my favorite games because I think there is an absurd amount of value on Arizona at 8.5. This game is going to be close. This game is going to be high scoring. Give me 8.5. Give me over a touchdown on the home team. You damn right. They ran into a brick wall last week with Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's such a good defense. But if you give Kyler Murray enough time, which he had a little bit of time in the Pittsburgh game, he was good. He was actually pretty good. So just give him enough time, either whether it's a scramble or throw. Cleveland doesn't have Myles Garrett anymore, so their pass rush isn't as good. So, yeah, they're going to keep up. They're going to easily keep up, if not win the game.
Arizona.
Fucking Zona Cardinals. You're damn right.
Is there someone on your fantasy team?
Christian Kirk.
There we go.
But that
There
doesn't
we go.
matter.
There
That
we
doesn't
go.
matter. I just justified the reason why you should take Arizona in this is because, in my opinion, obviously Cleveland's not that good. They're an implosion waiting to happen every week. And Arizona's not that bad, even at home. So if Pittsburgh, okay, here, let's do it this way. Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago kind of dominates Cleveland, right? The next week, Pittsburgh does a good job of playing against Arizona. Here's the catch in the Arizona-Pittsburgh game is that the first touchdown that Pittsburgh scored was on special teams. So you're not even involving the offense and defense. So if you take 7 points away, that game only is a 3-point difference. So now you compare it to a 10-point game versus a 3-point game between offense and defense, and you have to take Arizona at +8. That's just the simple spread math that you have to take there. Because Cleveland won't be able to do this. I guarantee Cleveland won't be able to win by more than 8 to 10 points.
Ooh.
Not gonna happen.
Ooh.
And if anything, I kind of expect Arizona to win this game outright. I would actually take the money line in this game, but the money line's only 125. It's not worth it. So.
Right. I'm more inclined to agree with you because I do think that the Browns are pretty terrible.
They're fraudulent. Highly fraudulent. Oh, and OBJ might not play. Not like it matters because he only got 2 catches in his last game anyway.
Right, it's all that team is Jarvis Landry's team. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's not OBJ's
That's
team.
terrible.
It's Jarvis Landry's team.
Terrible.
Sorry.
And OBJ wants out.
What? Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
wants out.
he said that was a rumor though.
He wants out.
He is like, I'm just.
He's not at a winner. He's not getting the ball thrown to him. He wants out. He was happier when Eli Manning was throwing the ball to him.
He's what? No, he didn't say that.
No, but
he's
he's thinking
lying.
about it.
He's
Come
like-
on, he's like, man, at least I got a bunch of touchdowns to Eli Manning.
He's gonna go to the Patriots. He's gonna go to the Patriots.
Terrible.
Mark my words, America. He's going to the Patriots.
Don't listen to him.
He is going to the Patriots. Yeah, I'm more inclined to kind of go with Arizona. I don't think Arizona is that bad. I just think that the Browns.
Their one killer is their defense, but they're going to have enough offense in this game to stay ahead of Cleveland, or they'll have enough offense to stay within a touchdown. That's mine.
Within a touchdown. That's, but I'm looking at this under 54 right here. That didn't catch your attention at all.
No, because I would prefer to take the over because I expect this game to be at around something like 24 to 27.
Oof.
And that's 51. So yes, the under works in that case. Yeah, this is a case of both of us feel like I feel like the score line's 24 to 27.
I mean, wasn't one of Arizona's touchdowns Kyler Murray? He rushed in and it was kind of like
2 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago when they got blown out by the Rams.
Okay, yeah.
So 20. If you're expecting this game to be 24 to 27, 21 to 27, that gets you around that number of 48. So you can teasing up or down in this is all varying based on opinion. So I feel like they're gonna get over 42, but that same score line that I think about also gets under 54.
Yeah, I just thought that was just a little too high.
No,
I thought it was
it's
a little
not.
fishy.
It's not. But you think about it, 21 to 27 catches both of those easily.
Yeah, but I think the value here is Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona +8 is man, that's too good to have. How come I'm like looking at this spread and I'm like, the New York Giants. Oh no, the Miami is a 3.5-point dog. And they're 160 on the money line. I need 160 at Arizona because if I would get that, I would probably take the money line on Arizona.
I'm just saying that it's just a little fishy to me. The line's a little fishy to me. So I would stay away from it. But
no, Arizona's a really good value in my opinion. All right, next game in the 4 o'clock docket is the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. The very big-time victorious San Francisco 49ers. Atlanta is a 10.5-point dog, while San Francisco is a 10.5-point favorite. Over-under is 47. Teasers move you to 16.5 for Atlanta, and San Francisco gets teased down to 4.5. Your over gets teased to 41, and your under gets teased to 53. What do you like, man? What do you like?
I gotta be honest, I kind of like San Fran just winning it.
Me too.
Me too.
I have San Francisco winning this game by around 10 points.
Wow. I mean, but I'm okay if they don't, though.
So the actual spread line is about on point, which is why teasing. I kind of expect both sides of this teaser to win, but I feel safer betting San Francisco because Atlanta has been blown out so many times that I worry that their defense just can't keep up. So San Francisco feels like the safer bet in this case.
San Fran, they haven't disappointed me this season. The only problem is I'm going against Jimmy G during my playoff season. So
They could easily just run the ball and him just not throw the ball at all.
which is great because I got
Mustard.
that.
You got
Yeah, boy.
How did you do on
yeah.
your bench last week?
Oh, God. He went off on my bench, 22 points. Thankfully, I still won my matchup, and we got into the playoffs.
I had the close. I actually had the close matchup. I only won my matchup by 5. You won yours by like 18, I think.
But that was only because somebody was blowing up at the last minute. I don't know. Was it?
Who else did you have?
I think it was the.
Robert Woods.
Oh, yeah. Robert
Woods.
Woods and Todd Gurley. They were going off.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. And not only that, but Higbee was available, so I picked him up.
Yeah.
But I still played Mr. Andrews today, which got me decent points. But yes, I do think that it's kind of a no-brainer that San Fran will.
I don't know.
First of all,
I don't know that it's necessarily a no-brainer.
well, first of all, they're in a need-to-win situation too.
correct, and they're at home, so they gotta win to keep up because with Seattle losing and then them beating New Orleans. I actually forgot to look at the playoff picture, but keep going.
Yeah, but the only question is, I don't feel like it'll be close. Just if we're looking at it, just rounded up -5, San Fran. I feel like there's no way you can't bet that.
Well,
When you're looking at
especially-
the other numbers.
Well, especially if you're fully expecting a big win. Why is the picture not showing up? Anyways, if you're fully expecting a big win, like I am from San Francisco, you gotta take it. Yeah, see, San Francisco's the number 1 seed right now, so they have to hold on to it.
That's right.
So
And I think they will. I mean, this Sunday against the Falcons at home, it should
it should be easy
should
money.
be easy.
It should be easy money. Now, of course, things can happen. I mean, I didn't expect the San Francisco New Orleans game last week to total more than 40 points. I thought it'd be a really close game, and instead they almost doubled it.
That's right. Someone got the over on that one. That over on that game last week.
I had the under in that game. I had the under in that game actually.
Somebody had the
I would have
over.
lost on that one.
Somebody had the over, and somebody made a point said, "Oh well, it's at home. It's Drew Brees at the Superdome." And then,
that's your argument.
it just happened. It just happened.
It just happens. You're
It
right.
just happened. Yeah.
So-
So I mean, they're like
Any thoughts on the total? 41.5 over, 53.5 under. If it becomes a shootout,
that's a perfect number. I feel like they're both uncomfortable numbers, which means that
23 to 20 gets you 41.
I just don't know if Atlanta will. I don't even know if Atlanta will show up.
Yeah, well, and Calvin Ridley's out,
Yeah.
so it's only Julio Jones and Russell Gage.
And he's been
whoever
invisible for this
Yeah,
whole
because
season.
every team has been putting their top corner on him along with the safety over the top. That's how you do it.
Yep, and San Fran's defense is no joke. So I can see Atlanta scoring maybe like 13. I don't see them scoring 20 something. But I do see Jimmy G hopefully not really throwing the touchdown passes. Maybe a couple run plays here and there. I do see San Fran scoring maybe about, I want to say 24.
All right.
A conservative 24.
That is a conservative 24.
That's very conservative.
So then you'll lean the under on that then.
Yeah, I'll kind of lean
I buy
on
that. I buy that.
Right, but
There's just, man, dude, there is just way. I mean, the only upside to taking San Francisco at -4 is you got over the touchdown key number. So that's why I feel like it's such a huge value, especially since I expect this game to be like a 10-point difference.
I was just about to say that too. I feel like that's actually what they're going to close the game by.
Yeah. I think it'll be
10 plus
I
lead.
think they'll be ahead by 17, and then Atlanta will pick up another touchdown at the end of the game because they're so good in garbage time.
Yeah, see, and you're always scared about that too, but we're always scared about that, how it's like going down to the wire. It's like, oh, we just can't have this garbage touchdown, and that's
So
that
that
number right
keeps
there
you
is a little
safe here.
scary.
Yeah. All right, next game up is the L.A. Rams at the Dallas Cowgirls. I mean, Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. Rams are 1.5-point favorites.
America's team.
And your over-under is 49. So Rams get teased down to plus 4.5, and Dallas gets teased up to 7.5. Over gets teased down to 43, and your over gets teased up to 50. And your under gets teased up to 55. I almost got that wrong. All right, you started making comments before we hit record, so go.
Well, first of all, I got a lot of Rams on my fantasy team, so I'm thinking that the Rams will just straight up beat the Cowboys.
Well, they're the favorites, so yeah.
I just feel that, it's a nice little spiraling depression of the Cowboys and their owner, Jerry Jones, and there's just so much drama in that locker room.
Even though Dallas is basically keep winning, and they're in because they're still ahead in the division right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think
So they
LA,
have incentive to keep winning.
That's true. But LA needs to win too. They're in a must-win situation as well.
Because they can get into the wild card.
Right. So I think LA's a little more hungrier than Mr. Garrett. I think Mr. Garrett is playing for his job.
No, it's already been guaranteed.
Who said that?
Jerry Jones did after Thanksgiving or after last week's game.
No, let me tell you what Jerry Jones said, word for word. I see him coaching in the NFL in the future. He didn't say, I see him coaching for my team in the NFL, right? That's just what he said.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
It's fair. It's fair. That's what a businessman would do.
So you like the Rams at 4.5?
I do. Even if the Rams lose, which I really don't see losing at all. Someone approached me at the bar today and said that the Cowboys are going to win. I was like, "Oh, you're serious? You are tripping."
Well, they're even money on the money line. So
no way, no. I can't see that happening. So if the Rams lose, I see them losing by maybe a field goal or by 1 point. But
which the spread covers.
Field goal,
the spread covers. So yeah, this game is going to be close. I'm going to shock you. I actually like Dallas at over a touchdown.
Oh no.
I don't think Dallas is as bad as everybody says. They're not very good, obviously, but they are not. They are not a 7-point in a teaser. They're not a 7-point dog in this. This is a close game. This game is going to be decided essentially by a field goal. So Dallas can get away with one if they fall asleep and they fall down to a touchdown. So Dallas is the better money here, in my opinion. I actually like the over in this the most, but I'm very 50-50 on Dallas 7.5 and the over at 43 because I think this game is going to be pretty high scoring, 24-27, 24-30. So that easily gets you over 43.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Both Danny and I could be right. I feel like it's gonna be a close game. If anything.
So and the teaser guarantees a close game. A close game means a teaser is almost guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah, a field goal, 4 points, something like that. That almost guarantees a teaser's gonna hit.
Right. And I did like his idea of the over. You're talking about an offense actually both the offenses
Both the offenses are potent.
Starting to sync up a little bit. I think Dallas kind of lost their way in the middle of the season, and the Rams have just been nowhere like this season.
Yeah, they did, and they started to figure things out.
Yeah, so it started clicking. So now, they got to pick up a little bit. They're picking up speed, playing with a little more intensity, just the drive to win. Now this is.
So yeah, you got a good clash of offenses. You got a good clash of offenses here. So that's why I originally felt comfortable with the over.
That and the Dallas D can be pretty shocking sometimes. So
sometimes
I see now Am I talking myself out of the Rams?
Are you talking out of the Rams?
Not talking myself out of the Rams. Not talking myself out of the Rams. But the over. Just supporting it over
so we both are on different sides of the spread, but our 1A is the Rams, the Cowboys, but our 1B is the over.
Oh.
So we're not opposed to this over at all.
Yeah. Hopefully, none for Ezekiel Elliott.
He's playing against Zeke.
Give it to the other guy.
Yeah, you're gonna be screaming so hard. All right, last game in the afternoon is Minnesota Vikings at the LA Chargers. Minnesota is a slight favorite here at 2.5 points, and the LA Chargers are the slight dog at 2.5. Your over/under is 45. Teasing gets Minnesota up to 3.5. LA Chargers get teased all the way up to 8.5. Your over actually goes to 39, and your under gets to 51. This is in my opinion this change because I think the original line was 4.5, and with Rivers winning so convincingly against Jacksonville, the line kept moving down since Monday. I think when I first started charting this. So, I told him this back in week 6, I think, when we made a bet that Phillip Rivers is the king of covers when it comes to teasers. Because he's never had a game where they've lost by more than 10. At least not that I can remember that I thought was going to be close. And I expect this game to be close. So I am right back to the king of teaser covers,
And
Mr. Phillip Rivers.
And I had to remind him that, this year the teaser cover king is Lamar Jackson, all right?
That's not covering.
Yeah.
He just destroys it.
Exactly. Covering.
Dude, when is he the underdog? Last time he was the underdog was against New England.
Oh, well,
Was
I mean, like-
I'm talking about the underdog who's always at the plus side, and you tease him up, and you get a near guarantee.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Earlier in the season, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville was so good earlier in the
Yeah.
season that everyone was just like, what? So they were underdogs. They were big underdogs.
I'm a huge fan right now of this season of always, if you get the opportunity to take in a close game, you take Phillip Rivers in a close game and you tease him up.
Oof.
Always. I did that in week 6, I think, and I got him. I think the Chargers were +3, I think, or +4, and I got him up to 10. Yeah, it had to be +4, and I got him up to 10. I said, this is easy money. And I won that week because I teased them with New England.
I just don't got a good feeling about Mr. Interception right here, man. I just don't.
You're a big fan of Kirk Cousins, aren't you?
You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that?
And it's actually not a bad choice to get Kirk Cousins at a plus 3.5 field goal. So this is the case again of both teasers have a very good chance to hit.
Yep. So I don't think the necessary value is there, but I do think that this game will be over. I'm looking at
39. This game should get over 39. Defenses
easy.
Both of their passing defenses are not good enough. To keep up. So 39 should hit.
I forget if I'm going against Keenan Allen.
No, he benched him.
Oh, he's got to go off.
That might change.
Oh, I hope he doesn't go off anymore now.
No, he didn't bench him. He's starting him. He benched Diggs.
Oh,
He's also in this game.
well, that's who's going to score, not Allen. Yeah, I think the over in this game would.
So is that your number one value in this game?
I think so. I don't like how Phillip Rivers. He's a very. He's one of the bigger crybabies of the NFL.
He's also one of the biggest punks when it comes to trash talking.
He is.
It's funny.
He's kind of emotional. I feel like if he doesn't get a call this way, this and that.
No, he's one of the big crybabies. Man, he's annoying to hear.
He'll just kind of throw his great QB sense out the window. He'll kind of just throw all his training out the window and just look. And he'll just look, and he'll just sling it. And that's when the mistakes happen. That's when interceptions happen. So I'm ready.
But he doesn't have to worry about that in this game because the Vikings secondary is not good.
Don't they still have Xavier Rhodes?
Yeah, he's been mediocre at best.
Oh, I don't know, man. I like that pass defense.
No. So for me, take the points, get over a touchdown, take the Chargers.
Right.
Over's a nice choice though. It is.
Thank you.
On to Sunday Night Football. This game got flexed into the Sunday night game because it's so important now because both of these teams are in the wild card. Buffalo is a 2-point dog now, and Pittsburgh's a 2-point favorite. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if this thing slides a little bit more. Your over-under is 36.5. So teasing, Buffalo gets you up to 8. Pittsburgh gets you up to 4, which is the exact same thing that happened last week. Pittsburgh actually got moved up to 2, and I took them at +4. Up to 2, and I took them at +4. No, sorry. Pittsburgh was at 2.5 when we were talking about it last week, and then they got moved down to 2, so I took them across at +4. Either side would have hit. Over under here, since it's such a low scoring game, the under moves to 30.5. Your over moves to 42.5. Sorry, over moves to 30.5, under moves to 42.5. I've heard so much talk about this game, and so many sharps are jumping on Buffalo and teasing this game because everybody expects this game to be super close. Thus, you take the big touchdown points of 8 with Buffalo. And I don't blame them, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement here. I'm actually kind of in agreement of doubling down on this bet right here. Let's say if you want all your noon games, you want all like the 3 o'clock games.
If you break it down like I do, yeah.
If you don't want to bet the next game, which is the Monday night game, if you just want to kind of load it up on this game, I would actually do. I think Buffalo at +8 is a crazy option.
I think it's a great value.
I don't even know why it's there, to be honest. Like what? Like I feel like it's a trap.
So the problem is that Vegas hasn't figured out Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's gone through so many different players, 3 different quarterbacks. The defense is super good, but you worry about Duck Hodges because he's a rookie. He's a undrafted rookie. So. And you've got Josh Allen on the other side who's getting a little bit better, but he still can be reckless.
Yep. I just feel that I was pretty impressed when they went up against the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Buffalo's had a tough schedule, and they're a good team. I just don't think that, Seattle or Vegas is giving them any respect or credit. So I'm going to have to jump on the +8. But I really, really, really want to jump on that 30 and
30 I have to. I know, dude.
Right?
It's like, oh my God. This is like 17, 14 gets you that. Now, everybody expects this to be a low-scoring game, and I don't doubt that. Both of these teams have really, really good defenses. So I can definitely see this game being like 10-13 as well.
Right. But, God, 10-13 and 4 quarters? No, I
know. Something's got to give. Something's got to give.
And then realistically speaking, you're just looking for if each team gets 10 points in the first half, you're there. You're there. And if they do the second half, you're there
one
too.
Field goal, it's definitely there. It's a really this is a big defensive game, but this is a really, really live defensive 30.5.
Yeah, you can't overthink it. These are still points.
Yeah,
these are still like
teams who want to
score a touchdown, get that extra point. Yeah.
So wait, so are you 1A Buffalo, 1B the over?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I would do that too, actually. I would actually do that. Now, honestly, in my opinion, both teasers will hit. Both total teasers will hit.
I can see that. I can see that happening.
Not a chance this game gets over 40 points. Not a chance. No team is getting to 20 points. It's just not happening. So, but the safer one feels like the over because, 30 points. It's 30 fucking points.
Yeah, the over.
Yeah.
The over for sure.
I mean, Pittsburgh, the game's going to be so close, both sides of the spread teaser should be fine outside of Josh Allen throwing 4 picks. So, yeah, I think Buffalo is a really nice value at +8. So that's where I lean, even though I actually originally put this down. Let me double check my notes. Yeah, see, I have the... Oh, I did switch it. I did switch it. I originally had the over 30.5, and I was like, oh, no, man, Buffalo is such good value.
But 30.5, man, that's a good number. That's solid.
Yeah. So Sunday night is going to be, for those of you who hate, rough defensive games, don't watch Sunday night. It's gonna be low scoring. It's gonna be.
I feel like it'll.
But I
be
love
slow.
those. I love defense. So man, give me that. I'm a Pittsburgh guy, so I love defense.
Just gonna check on in the third quarter, see if it's at 25, 27. But okay, we just need that one little more. One
touchdown. We're good.
One more touchdown. There you go. That's what I'm gonna do on Sunday. That's it. Because that's the game.
Well, I'm cheering for Pittsburgh anyway, so I'm watching that game regardless.
This guy always roots for Pittsburgh.
Cause, man.
Any good money line that's Pittsburgh's involved
I'm 1-1. I'm 1-1 on Pittsburgh Steelers money lines. So
just throw it at me. Throw it in, America. There you go. Give me the bet.
All right, Monday Night Football matchup. The last matchup is the Indianapolis Colts +9 against the New Orleans Saints -9, who barely lost in their game. Oh, side note. So we actually forgot about the Indy Tampa Bay game last week, so that wasn't on our docket like an idiot because I didn't scroll down in my spreadsheet. But we were both correct in choosing Indy +9 because that was another clear value. So that's just clearing that up because if anybody watched last week and they're like, "Hey, you forgot that game,"
Apologize, America. We apologize,
but we got them all this time because
to our 10 viewers at the moment. To our 10 viewers at the moment, we apologize.
So +9 -9. Your over/under is 46. Tease Indy to +15. Tease New Orleans down to -3. Your over gets teased to 40, and your under gets teased to 52. So I'm gonna be totally counter what you said last week. I gotta be on New Orleans. Gotta be on New Orleans here, dude. A field goal, man. Indy has not been that good without T.Y. Hilton.
Granted. Okay.
New Orleans is a field goal, bro.
I'm not agreeing with you. I was gonna go New Orleans too.
New Orleans -3 is so good. So good. Here's the other part of the teaser you may like, and it's because I run by recency bias and trends. Monday Night Football has been notorious for low scoring. Take the under in this.
Oh my, oof. That's
dangerous in this game because both teams like to put up points.
He's got some huevos up in here.
Yeah.
I would.
That's my 1B. But you gotta take New Orleans here. New Orleans is gonna be so steaming hot about losing by a field goal at the end of that game against San Francisco last week. They're gonna be like, we're just gonna fucking demolish these Indianapolis Colts. So this is.
Are we leading our division right now? AFC South, Texans.
Yeah, we're the 4th seed.
Yeah. We're the 4th seed.
Yeah, KC, Ravens, Patriots, KC.
I mean, but we're leading our division, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all that matters.
But they're the number 4 seed. Houston's the number 4 seed.
Of course.
So
I couldn't imagine anything.
I mean, the
else.
only team you have to deal with is Tennessee. So those can be 2 fun games. But yeah, dude, come on, man. -3 New Orleans. Give me that all night. All night.
I would take it in a heartbeat. -3 New Orleans at home, Superdome, Drew Brees. Same points I made last week.
You can't make fun of
Same
it.
points
You can't
I made
make fun of
last
him
week.
this week because it's legit. It's like legit. You have to take -3 on.
I talked that into fruition. I was just like, "Hey, Danny, don't you know? Like, I think every time that Drew Brees is thrown in the Superdome, it is just at least 30 points.
Yeah, that's
at
the
least.
thing.
And look what happened last week
That's why
too.
you're so scared of that under, but it's a Monday night game, man. Monday night unders, good money.
Hey, you know what? There are a couple stats thrown at me for the Seattle Rams game. Seattle Rams. Seattle has never lost in prime time.
Russell Wilson has never lost in prime time.
Yeah, that and it was just like.
And it was prime time, so yeah.
But yeah, it's just a superstition. It's a good thing to take.
Superstition. You follow your trends.
Yep,
You look at your numbers and trends.
It's one of those
It's
things.
like taking Brady after a loss. I mean, Brady and Belichick. But hey, we stood in front of that. We stood in front of that and made money on it.
Yeah,
well, I made money on it.
We
He lost money.
Yeah,
I made money on that. I've stood in front of Brady like 4 times now. It's awesome. Feels good.
Whatever.
Feels really good.
It's the greatest. The GOAT.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't like the guy.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah,
He's right there. He's right there.
Wasn't that the Jets game?
That
was the Jets game?
That was the Jets game. Man, I was like, you can't, Tom. Let him know. Let him know, Tom. He was right there. He was right there. There was no one there. Intentional ground. He was like, it's right there.
He's right there. He's like, shut up.
There.
Shut up, Brady.
But yeah, I would stay away. Just me, I would stay away from the totals this game.
Yeah, the totals are so variable in this game. I would stay away from it too, but don't sleep on that under. I'm just saying, don't sleep on that primetime Monday night under. Most of them have hit. Most of them have hit.
Yeah, there's so many. Oh wait, when was that Sunday? Dallas and
New York. That was Monday.
Oh,
that was a Monday over. That was a Monday over. Get over it, man. That was like 6 weeks ago. Get over it. Come on, man. 5 weeks ago. It is what it is.
That hurt.
Got unlucky. That's a case of we just got really unlucky. We had it in the bag and we got unlucky.
But you can't.
You should have stayed in your car.
I should have just went home. I should have just turned off the radio and be like, all right, bye. That's it. Game over. But I think it's a pretty good bet to have New Orleans -3 at home against the Colts.
Yeah.
I just don't see the Colts, winning at all, first of all. And the Saints by 3, yeah.
Yeah. It's easily by 3. The Saints should win this by
2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I say 7 to 10 points.
7 to 10 points?
7 to 10 points.
I say 2 touchdowns. That's a no sweat right there.
So actually, in that logic, the Indy spread also covers because 2 touchdowns is 14. The spread's up to 15, teased, and then I've got it at 7 to 10. So this is another one where the spread is about where it is. Teasing it either way should cover you. Should.
I'm gonna cry if Marlon Mack just goes off on this New Orleans.
No, but that's what you need. You need him to destroy in fantasy unless you're 40 points behind by Monday night.
So I have to rotate. Side note, sorry, I have to rotate between Fournette, Gurley, Monster, and
That's rough.
Marlon Mack.
That's rough.
I got some decisions to make. So
That's rough.
I think I made the right ones already. I think I'm sending Mack out. I just don't feel that they might have an air attack against New Orleans. I don't think the ground
We got
game
nobody to
is.
throw to. Zach Pascal. That's it.
Oh,
T.Y.
dude, he
Hilton,
was.
no T.Y. Hilton and Jack Doyle. That's it.
See, so that kind of scares me about your totals too.
That's the under. That's the under.
Hey, dude, you're looking at New Orleans. New Orleans could cover that under by
Possibly
themselves.
on there. Yeah.
New Orleans could do that by
They
themselves.
can get the over just by themselves. So
And they're at home, so I'm just saying
that's a fair point.
It's very possible.
But don't worry about the totals in this case unless you're betting just a straight Monday night game. Go with New Orleans. Take them at -3. It's no sweat bet, as he says. It's a near lock for me.
I must agree.
Yeah. All right, everybody. It is time for our best total combined bets. Not totals, but it's time for our best combined bets, or what I called our best locks. Teaser locks for the week, or as he calls it,
no sweat bets.
No, fuck that. You're going to sweat on a bet no matter what. I don't care who the game is. You're going to sweat at some point. So this is why, for me, your best bets are called locks. So these are your teaser locks.
First of all, there is no such thing as a lock.
There's no such thing as not sweating in a bet.
Hold on, wait. The reason why I call it no sweat bet is that because if you lose any of these bets, there was nothing to sweat about. Something has gone drastically wrong. It's not like you're going to be like so close and you miss it. It's going to be drastically wrong. That's why it's don't sweat. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it.
Highly disagree.
Don't sweat it.
All right, you're on deck. Go.
Okay, so I think one of the things that stuck out to me, which was a no-brainer of the very first game that I was just like, did Danny just really ask me this question? Seattle.
Seattle is a gimme.
Seattle,
gimme.
I don't want to say it's a gimme, but
I will because KC was a gimme last week. KC was a gimme at +9 last week.
That was a gimme for sure.
Are you kidding me? This is almost as close as that.
Yeah, Seattle just to win it. I think that is that should be on any teaser. You can stack it whatever.
Yeah,
That has to be in there. But that option is just it's too hard to deny. And I would combine that with actually another sharp. I don't know who these people are. I don't know the professionals, but I just know that Buffalo at +8 against who are they playing?
The Steelers.
Steelers.
Doesn't matter. The game's gonna be close. The game's gonna be close.
It's going to be close. Yeah. It's going to be maybe low score, field goal here,
field
goal there.
Touchdown,
yeah, it's going to be close. And you know what? You know what I love about these close games is that if they go into overtime, you're good.
You're good on.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Overtime guarantees. Yeah, overtime guarantees you a +8. That's why when I was cursing so hard when the Giants game Monday night went to overtime, like it was easy money. It was easy money, dude. I was like,
Yep.
Just gotta get it. So I am on the same side with him. I am with Seattle, obviously. Seattle is pretty much. You know, if I was a rich person, I'd have like $1,000 on this teaser right now.
If.
Yeah, a big if.
Only if.
And I go to Lake Charles and burn $1,000 in 4 hours. So why not do it on a football bet? That feels better.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that more?
I don't know why. Beats me.
So yeah, I have been debating about this because there's so many good lines here. I mean, Oakland just to win at home sounds really good. Washington 10.5. The over in that game 33. Chicago 10.5, who I feel like should win. But I'm actually going to steer this in a weird way because I think because of the matchup and just for what they are, I think I have to take New England here at 3.5. They're playing the worst team, Cincinnati. Now, they're not piss poor terrible, but there's no way New England doesn't win this game in double digits. They're going to get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Scandal, man. Scandal.
3.5, man. Just +4. Just win for 4. That's all they got to do.
Who's Tom Brady throwing it to now? Besides Edelman, he's always in double coverage.
James White. Doesn't matter. The old defense that scored 30 points by themselves is going to show back up against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is not that good.
Great. I don't need Edelman to catch the ball.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, America.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Andrew's got Seattle at 0. Although this line could shift a little bit, but Seattle gets at -6 tees down to 0. He's going to take Buffalo +2, tees them up to +8. Really good value. I part of the reason why I'm not doing that personally is not just to match them, but I have this really weird thing about teasing an early afternoon game to a
night game.
It's really weird because I just want like I said, the degenerate gambler in me just wants my result right now. So that's why I'm taking New England New England -3.5. Man, that was nice. New England +3.5. That would have been super nice.
I would have taken that.
So yeah, New England -3.5 because they're gonna win this game. They should win this game by about at least 10 points. At the very least 10 points because Cincinnati's not that good. And man, Seattle just win it. But I mean, if you take a number of combinations here, you can take Washington +10.5. You can take Chicago +10.5. You can take Houston at +9, which is really sweet actually, because that game's going to be close. There's so many of these games that I deem close that there's going to be good value at it. Miami and New York. Miami +9.5. That game should not go over a touchdown difference. Arizona +8.5. That game should be high scoring, but that game should be close. All of that is great value. Even the Dallas game. Dallas is not going to lose by a touchdown. I just can't see them losing by a touchdown. So you guys can take a lot of these combinations and take them as 6-point teasers and just pick whichever ones you like. They all should be pretty clean.
Yeah, I think when we look at the results from last week during this recap, we're just like, oh yeah, a lot of our stuff hit. Like we had a lot of good individual bets.
You did.
It's just choosing the best two that you can put
Yeah.
the most value on. So of course, it's just like however much you want to bet. Like I'm pretty confident this week, and someone was not working, so I have to make this week count. So I was doing my homework with my boy here, and I'm definitely gonna put some money onto these teasers. That and doing what the degenerate said over here. Definitely picking up some more noon games and even, just.
Are you really gonna pick up more bets in these? You feel like
I just might. Like you just made a very good point that there are some, hidden values out there. There's a lot of value
there's
out
a lot
there
of value
this
out here.
week.
Even in totals this week, totals look good this week. Philly, Washington over 33.
Right,
Chicago,
see?
Green Bay over 34.5.
So there's
New England, Cincinnati. New England can cover the spread. New England can cover a total almost by themselves in this at 35. I mean, it's nuts. 39.5. Denver, KC. That's the one I'm taking. Buffalo, Pittsburgh should get over 30.5.
And then my original best bet was 1 at night, 1 in the morning. So that's kind of like okay, but Seattle and Buffalo.
Yeah, that's what you're taking. So yeah,
That's what I'm taking. God, I hope I hit that. I hope. I just want my records to be immaculate, America.
And I'm not gonna sway away from this yet. I still probably see good value in Chicago money line +180.
Who are they playing against?
Chicago,
Green Bay?
Your
Oh,
favorite Green Bay.
yeah. That
If I'm feeling good about it, that one I might go for.
that warms my heart,
That
America.
warms your heart a little
That
bit, of
warms my
course.
heart a little bit. Seeing that you guys are waking up from the nightmare that is Green Bay right now. God, I'm so sorry Aaron Jones didn't work out for you this year.
It's been great. He's won me 4 weeks in our league. If you win the top score in the top score in every week, it's $30. I have 4 top scores this week, all thanks to Aaron Jones. Mostly thanks to Aaron Jones and C-Mac and Kenny Galladay and all that, but Aaron Jones has been a big part of it, and Will Fuller 1 week.
God, I just wish we could actually do like some more editing on this because it's a big week for both of us.
That's huge.
We're in the same
Yeah,
league.
we should. Man, I wish we had time. I don't have time to do any of that, but yeah, we could do so much with fantasy.
You would have enjoyed it, America. Yeah. And shout out to DJ and Frankie for not dropping your players.
It's
Dicks.
It's your fault, Frankie. Man, Frankie was bottom of the barrel.
Saquon for $30, you can keep it. Saquon Barkley for $30, you can keep it, Frankie.
You know he's not droppable, right?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Can't drop
He was
him.
like, hey, let me give you however many dollars. Like, nah, I'll take it for 30. I'll take it for 30. He wanted like, what, $50?
$50.
Get out of here, dude.
$50.
30 was already 22 much.
You know I wasn't gonna let that trade happen. I'd be like, fuck y'all.
Why? Because you have CMC?
No, I'm
Dude,
not gonna give
CMC
anybody any kind of advantage like that.
Damn,
Hell no. I ain't
CMC
giving
was
anybody
so
any kind of
good,
advantage
dude.
like that.
But actually, looking at our teams, I think we both struggle in the wide receiver department.
You're a little bit better. I would love to have Robert Woods right now. Robert Woods and Kenny Galladay would be great to have.
Who's your QB right now? Kirk?
Matt Ryan.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, it's all right.
Matt Ryan.
I like it.
I don't know. They're playing. Man, they're playing San Francisco this week. So I'm like, oh,
God.
it's tough.
Lamar Jackson, baby.
Lamar Jackson.
MVP right there. He's a runaway MVP
Did
candidate.
you get him
America.
9th round, 10th round?
Dude, what? 9th or 10th round? No, it had to be like 7th?
I'll look at it later.
7th or 6th. That was the steal of the century right there.
Yeah.
So what else? We're gonna do the one out of all the things or whatever.
What one out of all the things? We just did that. Our best bet. That's.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tally it up later on.
I'll
tally it up later
That's
on.
what it was.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So
all
like
right.
last week, for example, I went in our individual choices for each game. I went 9-6. Andrew went 11-4. However, I did better in the actual combined bets because on the bets we actually put money on, I won my bet for KC 9.5 and Pittsburgh +4. We just gave y'all some really unfortunate advice in Houston.
Oh God.
But it's another week, man. It's another week. It's another week for Houston to actually show up.
I was actually so happy, when I woke up just like this and I looked at my phone, it was 12:15. I said, "Oh my God."
And he's like, "Oh my God, Danny."
This guy, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot to put his bet in." I was just like, and the number one thing I was freaking out is like, shit. I forgot to change my fantasy lineup, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, you still
no! Oh
You're
my
crying
God.
so hard about Mostert, dude.
I was like praying to the Lord above. I was like, please, I need to win. I need this retribution this year. So, and he gave me the win. God is good, y'all. God is
of course
good.
he is.
Woo! Gosh.
So, with that, don't forget to keep an eye on all these bets. These lines will move, and your teasers are going to move at the same time. So, I'm expecting things like Arizona to move. I possibly think the Pittsburgh line's going to move. Dallas line should move. And the Carolina-Seattle line should move as well. But it's not enough to where it's going to knock
New Orleans is going to move too.
No, I think New Orleans stays. New Orleans hasn't moved since Monday.
You think so?
The line moved once, and that was it. It's going to stay at -+9. So there's a lot of good value out there this week. Make your combinations however you feel like. Make a couple different combinations. See what gets out there. See what's get you winning. Get your bets out there, and they can be happy this week. Teasers are going to be a really, really good thing. A lot of the sharps this week have a lot of teasers out there because there's so much good value at +7.5, 8.5, 10.5, 0 for for the Seahawks. So keep your bets out there. And for Andrew Chang, I'm Daniel Saludo. And don't forget to get your bets. And don't forget that teasing is a good thing sometimes.
That's right.